As with many solutions, I think it's a step in the right direction, but I don't know that it's going to really solve the problem fully. Let me explain. Governments and bankers and people in general tend to have this really nasty habit of issuing more currency than there is gold to back it. And it doesn't make any difference if it's gold or silver or copper. It wouldn't make any difference what you chose. Anytime something like that exists, the tendency is to say, oh my God, there's an emergency. We need some money. What do we do? Well, let's just print some. And nobody will know the difference. And that's what tends to happen. And that's me being very generous about it. Like, let's say it is a legitimate emergency. I don't know, a big fire or a flood, comes through your town and there's no money to pay for all this stuff. Like, yeah, I mean, but the tendency is, even out of benevolence, you end up with a disaster. You end up with a bigger problem. Okay, I mean, like this is the ring of power argument. Not to overuse that very abused analogy, but it's like it really applies here. The idea is that, well, I could use the ring to do good, but that's not how that works, right? It's good only at the time, and then later on there's a bunch of unintended consequences that follow that. Well, that's the same problem with gold-backed currencies or any kind of backed currency, is that there's typically not enough. Now this could be different. This could be different with today's technology, in that if you wanted to use, say, a orange internet money that everybody can audit anytime they want, there's no need to have a Fort Knox audit. You just have an audit whenever you want. It's audited every 10 minutes, but you can go jump on and look at yourself. Then you could maybe make a case for something like that, possibly, but the tendency will always be to counterfeit more, to create, some kind of paper version of it and promissory notes to pay in the future, but it's like there's no way to pay it back because there is no interest. There's no way to pay interest. It's a huge problem. It really is. It's a massive problem. And it's one that mankind has struggled with, for thousands of years now. This has been going on for a long time now. And it's because so many people get themselves into trouble, or something disastrous happens in the world. And it's like, well, quick, let's find a quick fix for it, rather than how could we fix this more permanently and not have a bunch of debt in the future? And how do we fix this now and not enslave our children to pay back a bunch of stuff that was our problem, and that in many cases were problems that we created ourselves? So, not to overtalk this, but I mean, like it's a good step in the right direction, but I don't know that it will turn out the same way that these things always tend to turn out, is that eventually there's more paper or digital in the marketplace than there is actual physical to back it. That makes sense?